Can flipping pancakes unlock the secrets of a child's mind? Pancakes, lectures. That's the bold claim we're making today. Forget flashcards, textbooks, or endless explanations about empathy. What if the key to explaining egocentrism, the psychological term Jean Piaget used to describe why toddlers swear the moon follows them home, was hiding in your breakfast routine? Here's the twist. We're not just making pancakes. We're using them as a kitchen-sized metaphor for how young brains learn to see the world through someone else's eyes. No abstract theories, no eye-rolling from kids, just a stack of golden brown. Proof that complex ideas can taste like syrup and sizzle like batter hitting a hot pan. Why does this matter? Because every parent has faced it. The meltdown over a broken toy that's just turned upside down. The frustration when a child insists their view of a drawing is the only one that exists. Piaget's work explains this. Egocentrism isn't selfishness. It's a cognitive superpower and a hurdle that shapes how kids under 7 navigate reality. But translating that into a lesson kids get, that's where the pancakes come in. By the end of this, you'll see cooking as more than a meal. It's a mirror for the mind, a way to flip perspectives, literally and figuratively, and turn a sticky countertop into a classroom. Ready to rethink breakfast? Welcome to Cognitive Kitchen, where psychology meets the plate in ways you've never imagined. I'm Hostname, and today we're diving into a question that's baffled parents and psychologists alike. Why do young kids swear the moon follows them home? Why does your toddler insist their lopsided drawing is perfect from every angle? The answer lies in a concept Jean Piaget called egocentrism, and we're not just defining it. We're flipping it, drizzling syrup on it, and serving it up with a side of breakfast wisdom. Here's the big idea. Psychology doesn't have to be dusty textbooks or jargon-heavy lectures. It can sizzle in a pan, stick to your fingers, and taste like maple. Cognitive Kitchen is all about learning by doing, using recipes as metaphors for how our brains grow. Today's mission? Using pancakes to crack one of childhood's trickiest cognitive hurdles, seeing beyond your own eyes. Egocentrism isn't about selfishness, it's a superpower and a blind spot wired into young minds. Kids under 7 literally can't imagine the world from another's perspective. Show them a mountain range from your seat, and they'll describe what they see. But here's the twist. Cooking forces us to flip perspectives. Just like a pancake needs both sides to be golden, empathy requires us to check what's happening off our own plate. By the end of this, you'll not only have a stack of pancakes, but also a crystal clear way to explain egocentrism to your kid, or yourself. Ready to cook through Piaget's genius one bite at a time? Let's whisk things up. Egocentrism isn't what it sounds like. It's not about selfishness, vanity, or even toddler tantrums. It's a cognitive superpower and a hurdle baked into how young minds develop. Jean Piaget, the Swiss psychologist who spent decades studying children's thinking, coined the term to describe a fascinating quirk. Up until around age 7, most kids literally can't imagine seeing the world through someone else's eyes. Their perspective isn't just dominant. It's the only one they perceive as real. Think of it this way. Imagine you're sitting across from a friend at a kitchen table. Between you sits a toy car. You see the car's driver's side. Your friend sees the passenger side. To an adult, this is obvious. Two people can look at the same object and see different angles. But to a child deep in egocentrism, asking them to describe what their friend sees often results in a puzzled look, or worse, an answer that mirrors their own view. You see the door, they'll say, even though their friend's seat offers a clear view of the car's hood. This isn't defiance or ignorance, it's a cognitive limitation. Their brain hasn't yet developed the ability to mentally step outside itself. Piaget proved this through experiments that now feel iconic. In one, he placed children in front of a model mountain range and asked them to pick a photo showing the view from another person's seat. Kids under 7 routinely chose the image matching their own perspective. To them, the idea that someone else's reality could differ was like trying to visualize a color they'd never seen. It wasn't until the concrete operational stage, around age 7 to 11, that children began to grasp this, part of why sharing, cooperation, and empathy bloom later. But here's the twist. Egocentrism isn't a flaw. It's a developmental milestone. For young minds, focusing intensely on their own experiences helps them build a foundation for understanding the world. They're not being stubborn when they insist a tall glass holds more water than a short one, even if the volume is identical. They're not lying when they swear a cookie broken into 4 pieces has more than one left whole. They're simply locked into their sensory reality, unable to mentally manipulate perspectives or properties they can't directly observe. This makes parenting and teaching a dance of patience. Ever watched a child cry because their sibling stole a toy that was simply put down? Or tried to explain why hitting hurts another person's feelings only to be met with blank stares? That's egocentrism in action. It's not that kids lack empathy entirely. It's that their capacity to imagine another's emotional state hasn't fully formed. They can't yet separate "I feel angry" from "you feel angry." So why does this matter? Because understanding egocentrism isn't just academic, it's practical. It reframes difficult behavior as a natural part of cognitive growth. It explains why toddlers fixate on mine, why preschoolers struggle to play cooperatively, and why explaining concepts like conservation, the idea that quantity stays the same despite changes in shape, feels like speaking a foreign language. Which brings us back to pancakes. Because if egocentrism is about seeing only one side of a situation, flipping a pancake becomes the perfect metaphor. At first glance, uncooked batter looks done from above, golden edges, slight browning. But flip it, and there's a hidden side, raw and waiting. Just like a child's mind initially stuck on one perspective, by physically turning the pancake, we mirror the mental leap Piaget described. The moment a child realizes there's more to see, more to know, and more to understand. The genius of this analogy? It turns an abstract psychological concept into something sticky, tactile, and memorable. No lectures, no diagrams, just a sizzling pan, a spatula, and a lesson in how minds grow, one flipped perspective at a time. So how does making pancakes teach egocentrism? It's all in the flip. Imagine a pancake's life. Uncooked batter starts as a single-sided experience. From above, edges might look golden, edges curling upward like a promise of readiness, but flip it. There's a hidden side, raw, untouched, waiting. That moment of turning the pancake mirrors the cognitive leap Piaget described. The realization that another perspective exists, even if you can't see it yet. Egocentrism isn't about selfishness. It's a mental blind spot. Kids under 7 truly can't imagine your view of the world. Show them a toy from across the table, and they'll describe what they see, not what's in front of you. It's like staring at the top of the pancake and swearing it's fully cooked. The flip forces them to confront what's been invisible, the other side. Pancakes make this abstract idea tangible. While mixing batter teaches blending ingredients, much like blending thoughts, the real magic happens mid-cook. When the spatula slides under the pancake, lifting it into the air, the uncooked underside is exposed. This isn't just a cooking step, it's a metaphor for empathy. Suddenly, the wrong side becomes visible, just like realizing your sibling loves broccoli even if you hate it. The beauty of this analogy: it's hands-on. Kids don't just hear about perspectives, they do something physical to discover them. Every flip becomes a lesson. Your view isn't the only one. The pancake didn't change, it just found its other half. And that's how egocentrism starts to melt away. Not through lectures, but through syrup-stacked revelations. Cognitive cooking demo. The flip that changes everything. Let's whisk things up. You've got your batter, flour, eggs, milk, a pinch of sugar, maybe a splash of vanilla. It's all in a bowl, swirling together, each ingredient losing its individual identity as they merge into something new. That's the first clue. Even before the heat hits, this mixture is a lesson in transformation. But here's the catch. Right now, it's just potential. You can't taste the pancake yet, you can't see its final shape. All you have is a liquid promise. Pour the batter into the pan. Watch it spread, edges curling like the corners of a smile. From above, it already looks golden in spots. To a child under 7, this might be the finish line. It's done. they'll declare, convinced their eyes tell the whole story. But you know better. You've cooked before. You've flipped before. You understand that readiness isn't about what's visible, it's about checking the other side. This is where the magic happens. The spatula slides beneath the pancake, lifting it gently. For a split second, the uncooked underside is exposed, pale, sticky, vulnerable. It's a revelation. The part that looked golden from above isn't the whole truth. The pancake, like a young mind, needed to be turned over to reveal its hidden side. Now the flip. A flick of the wrist, and the pancake arcs through the air, landing with a soft sizzle. The raw side hits the heat, and suddenly, the transformation accelerates. Bubbles form, edges firm up, the scent of caramelization kicks in. This is the moment egocentrism begins to crack, because now both sides matter. The pancake's identity isn't fixed. It's evolving, shaped by forces beyond its initial perspective. Ever notice how kids under 7 fixate on what's right in front of them? Show them a tall glass of juice and a short cup filled to the brim, and they'll swear the tall glass has more even if volumes are identical. Conservation, another Piagetian concept, hinges on understanding that quantity remains constant despite appearances. But here, with the pancake, the lesson is simpler. Seeing only one side isn't enough. As the second side browns, the analogy deepens. The spatula nudges the pancake again, testing its resilience. No longer fragile, it holds its shape. It's ready. And when you slide it onto the plate, both sides gleam with symmetry. Golden, balanced, complete. This isn't just cooking, it's a lesson in empathy, in perspective taking, in realizing that truth isn't static, it's layered. Stack another pancake on top. Drizzle syrup. Watch it pool in the crevices, soaking into every hidden corner. Now ask your child, what did the pancake need to become perfect? They'll point to the flip, they'll get it, because they saw it happen. They smelled the change. They tasted the result. This is how egocentrism dissolves, not through lectures, but through hands-on alchemy. The spatula becomes a tool for cognitive growth. The stove, a classroom. The syrup, a reward for curiosity. By the time the last bite's gone, the lesson sticks. Perspectives are like pancake sides. You can't always see them, but they exist. And sometimes all it takes is a flip to find them. So go ahead, make another stack. Every turn of the spatula is a chance to rewire a brain. One golden lesson at a time. Here's the moment everything clicks. The spatula slides under the pancake, lifting it gently. For a split second, the uncooked underside is exposed. Pale, sticky, vulnerable. It's a revelation. The part that looked golden from above isn't the whole truth. The pancake, like a young mind, needed to be turned over to reveal its hidden side. This is the heart of Piaget's insight. Egocentrism isn't stubbornness, it's a cognitive blind spot. Kids under 7 aren't refusing to see your perspective. They're physically incapable of stepping outside their own. Imagine staring at a half-cooked pancake and swearing it's ready. That's what egocentrism feels like. The brain hasn't yet developed the machinery to toggle between viewpoints. But the flip, that's the breakthrough. Let's slow this down. Watch the pancake arc through the air. From above, it looked done. Edges browned, batter set. But flip it and suddenly there's a raw side untouched by heat. This isn't just cooking. It's a metaphor for how minds grow. A child's reality is like that first glance, immediate, absolute. They see a cookie broken into 4 pieces and swear it's more than one whole. They believe a tall glass holds more juice than a short one, even if the volume is identical. To them, appearance is reality. But the flip changes everything. The spatula nudges the pancake again, testing its resilience. No longer fragile, it holds its shape. It's ready. And when you slide it onto the plate, both sides gleam with symmetry, golden, balanced, complete. This isn't just cooking. It's a lesson in empathy, in perspective taking, in realizing that truth isn't static, it's layered. Piaget's experiments prove this. He'd place a child in front of a model mountain range and ask them to pick a photo showing the view from another seat. Kids under 7 routinely chose the image, matching their own perspective. "You see the door," they'd say, even though their friend's seat offered a clear view of the car's hood. To them, the idea that someone else's reality could differ was like trying to visualize a color they'd never seen. But here, with the pancake, the lesson is visceral. Every flip becomes a chance to rewire a brain. Think about the sensory details. The sizzle as the raw side hits the heat, the scent of caramelization kicking in, the way bubbles form, edges firm up, and the pancake transforms from fragile to resilient. These aren't just cooking steps, they're cognitive milestones. The spatula becomes a tool for growth, the stove, a classroom, the syrup, a reward for curiosity. Now ask your child, what did the pancake need to become perfect? They'll point to the flip. They'll get it, because they saw it happen. They smelled the change. They tasted the result. This is how egocentrism dissolves, not through lectures, but through hands-on alchemy. Let's go deeper. The uncooked side isn't just not ready, it's a blank slate. It represents the parts of the world a child can't yet imagine. Their siblings' love for broccoli, their parents' frustration when a toy is thrown, the idea that a melted ice cream cone still holds the same volume, even if it looks different. The pancake teaches this subtly. Changing form doesn't erase substance. Ever watched a toddler melt down because their sibling stole a toy that was simply put down, or tried to explain why hitting hurts another person's feelings, only to be met with blank stares? That's egocentrism in action. It's not that kids lack empathy entirely. It's that their capacity to imagine another's emotional state hasn't fully formed. They can't yet separate "I feel angry" from "you feel angry." But here's the twist. The pancake isn't just a lesson in perspectives. It's a lesson in transformation. Just like a child's brain, it starts as something fluid, undefined. The batter is a blend of ingredients, each losing its individual identity as they merge into something new. That's the pre-operational stage Piaget described, a time when kids think symbolically but struggle with logic. They see a cloud shaped like a dog and swear it is a dog. They believe a stretched-out Play-Doh snake is longer than a compact ball, even if the mass is the same. The flip disrupts this. Suddenly the pancake's identity isn't fixed. It's evolving, shaped by forces beyond its initial perspective. This mirrors the concrete operational stage, when kids begin to grasp conservation, classification, and reversibility. They learn that quantity stays the same despite changes in shape, that a pancake or a person can have multiple qualities at once. Stack another pancake on top. Drizzle syrup. Watch it pool in the crevices, soaking into every hidden corner. Now, ask your child, what did the pancake need to become perfect? They'll point to the flip. They'll get it. Because they saw it happen, they smelled the change, they tasted the result. This is how egocentrism dissolves, not through lectures, but through hands-on alchemy. The spatula becomes a tool for cognitive growth. The stove, a classroom, the syrup, a reward for curiosity. By the time the last bite's gone, the lesson sticks. Perspectives are like pancake sides. You can't always see them, but they exist. And sometimes all it takes is a flip to find them. So go ahead, make another stack. Every turn of the spatula is a chance to rewire a brain. One golden lesson at a time. Stack another pancake on top. Drizzle syrup. Watch it pool in the crevices, soaking into every hidden corner. Now ask your child, what did the pancake need to become perfect? They'll point to the flip. They'll get it. Because they saw it happen. They smelled the change. They tasted the result. This is how egocentrism dissolves. Not through lectures, but through hands-on alchemy. The spatula becomes a tool for cognitive growth. The stove, a classroom. The syrup, a reward for curiosity. By the time the last bite's gone, the lesson sticks. Perspectives are like pancake sides. You can't always see them, but they exist. And sometimes all it takes is a flip to find them. Let's linger on the final steps. Slide the pancake onto a plate. Add a dollop of butter. Watch it melt into the grooves, blending with the syrup. These aren't just flavors, they're metaphors. The butter didn't disappear when it melted, it transformed. Just like how a child learns that objects persist even when hidden, object permanence. The syrup didn't vanish when it soaked in. It adapted, much like how young minds adjust to new information. accommodation. Every ingredient plays a role in this edible lesson. Now try this. Swap seats with your child. Ask them to describe their pancake from your new vantage point. At first, they might hesitate. It looks smaller from here, they might say, echoing Piaget's conservation experiments. But remind them, the pancake didn't shrink. It just changed perspective. This isn't just about breakfast. It's about building empathy. Ever noticed how kids under 7 fixate on what's right in front of them? Show them a tall glass of juice and a short cup filled to the brim, and they'll swear the tall glass has more, even if volumes are identical. Conservation, another Piagetian concept, hinges on understanding that quantity remains constant despite appearances. But here, with the pancake, the lesson is simpler. Seeing only one side isn't enough. The beauty of this analogy, it's tactile. Kids don't just hear about perspectives, they do something physical to discover them. Every flip becomes a lesson. Your view isn't the only one. The pancake didn't change. It just found its other half. And that's how egocentrism starts to melt away, not through lectures, but through syrup-stacked revelations. So go ahead, make another stack. Every turn of the spatula is a chance to rewire a brain. One golden lesson at a time. So there you have it, a stack of golden brown pancakes that's more than just breakfast. It's a lesson in how minds grow. By now, you've seen how a simple flip can transform batter into something balanced and complete, and how that mirrors the way young brains learn to see beyond themselves. Egocentrism isn't about being stubborn or self-centered. It's a natural stage of development where children can't yet imagine the world through someone else's eyes. Just like that pancake's raw underside, other perspectives exist. They're just hidden until we take the time to look. Think back to the moment the pancake hit the pan. From above, it seemed ready. Golden edges, firm batter. But flip it, and there's a whole other side waiting to be discovered. That's the heart of Piaget's insight. Young minds aren't flawed. They're simply wired to focus intensely on their own experience. They can't yet toggle between viewpoints. But every time they cook, they're not just making food. They're practicing perspective-taking. They're learning that truth isn't always what it seems, and that sometimes all it takes is a shift to uncover something new. This isn't just about pancakes. It's about the toddler who insists the moon follows them home, the preschooler who swears their drawing is perfect from every angle, or the child who can't grasp why their sibling loves broccoli even if they hate it. These aren't tantrums or defiance. They're milestones. Moments where the brain is stretching, growing, and slowly building the capacity for empathy. And cooking? It's a delicious way to guide that growth. So, next time your kid declares their pancake ruined because it's flipped, pause. Ask them to check the other side. Watch their eyes widen as they realize what was invisible moments ago. That's the spark of cognitive development. That's the moment egocentrism starts to fade. Did this change your perspective? How have you seen egocentrism show up in your child's daily life? Share your stories below. Let's flip the conversation together. And if this made you rethink how minds grow, give this video a thumbs up. After all, learning through syrup and spatulas is a lot sweeter than lectures. Remember, every pancake and every child is a work in progress. Keep cooking, keep connecting, and keep celebrating those tiny flips in understanding, because that's how big ideas stick. One bite, one lesson, one golden moment at a time. Thanks for cooking with Piaget. If you made it this far, you've done more than just master a pancake recipe. You've flipped your understanding of how young minds grow. That golden stack on your plate isn't just breakfast. It's a metaphor for cognitive development, a lesson in empathy, and proof that complex ideas don't need lectures to stick. By now, you've seen how a simple flip can transform batter into balance, just like how a child's brain learns to toggle between perspectives. And if this made you rethink how learning happens, whether you're a parent, educator, or just someone curious about the mind, you're exactly who Cognitive Kitchen is for. This channel exists because psychology doesn't have to be buried in textbooks. It can sizzle in a pan, stick to your fingers, and taste like syrup. Every recipe here is a doorway to understanding Jean Piaget's genius, turning abstract concepts into edible experiments. Whether it's conservation cookies that teach volume, stays the same even when shapes change, or object permanence popsicles that hide surprises under layers of frozen fruit, we're here to show that learning is best served hands-on. Because the truth is, parenting, teaching, and even adult learning get easier when we grasp how minds build knowledge step by step, just like layering ingredients into a bowl. If this video made egocentrism click for you, or if you're already brainstorming how to try this with your kids, hit that like button. Subscribing ensures you won't miss future episodes where we'll tackle Piaget's other mind-bending ideas, from conservation to symbolic thinking, all through the lens of your kitchen. And hey, drop a comment below. Did your child's eyes widen when they saw the pancake flip? Have you tried explaining egocentrism another way? Let's swap stories and recipes. The more we share, the more we learn, not just about psychology, but about how to connect with the little humans and big ones around us. So go ahead, make another stack. Test drive this lesson at home. Then come back next time when we ask, can baking cookies teach conservation of mass? Spoiler, yes, but you'll have to see it to believe it. Until then, remember, every flip, every stir, every sticky countertop is a chance to grow a brain. This is Cognitive Kitchen, where psychology meets the plate. Where else would you learn to measure flour and perspective in the same bowl? See you next time. Don't forget to subscribe.